How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Cherokee Ronnie, and today we're going to be talking about basic recovery gear that you need to take with you on your off-road adventures. I don't recommend leaving the house without any of these things. A lot of us put big tires on our Jeep, we put big lifts on our Jeep, and we go out and we're ready to hit the trails. But there's some things that you need to bring with you to make life a little bit more easier. The first one that I recommend is a winch of your choice. Now, I have been using the Badland 12,000 pound winch from Harbor Freight, and I also have been using the Traveler winch from Tractor Supply. Tractor Supply is a little bit more local to me, so if I got to take it back, I can, and it's not that far of a drive. So that's the first thing that I recommend, because a winch can save you a lot. Now, a lot of people just throw a winch on there and think they are good to go, which they aren't. There's some things that you need to take with you in a bag to make sure you do things right and to obey the law. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is a tree saver. In a lot of states, it's against the law to wrap a winch line around a tree. I don't know if you've ever seen anybody wrap a winch line around a tree, but what it does to it, it pretty much destroys the tree, and this is where these come in. They have them in different sizes. I have an 8 foot and a 4 foot one, and they are 4 inches wide, and they have nice little sheaves at the end there. Just to give you a tip, when you're using your winch, you do not need to use a bow shackle. A lot of people put they'll wrap this around the tree and they'll put a bow shackle right here and hook their hook to it. Don't do that. The less bow shackles you can use, the better. So just go ahead and put your winch hook right in here, and it's a lot safer that way. So that is the tree saver. Make sure you get one that is rated for what you're going to do. I try to put a list together in a description below. You can get stuff at Tractor Supply and Home Depot, or you can order offline. It doesn't matter your local off-road shop, but make sure it's rated for what you're doing. So that's the tree saver. I also like to have a nice 35-foot recovery strap. You never know when you might need to use a strap. It is double layered right here, so it protects it. Like I said, same with the tree saver. Make sure it's rated for what you're doing, but it's good to have a basic strap around to use, and this is one of them. So make sure you at least get, I like to stay around 30 foot, 40 foot when it comes to a strap, and that's your basic strap that you need to have when you're off-roading. Now let's talk about the Kinetic Rope. There is so many of these things on the market, it's almost like buying a pair of shoes. You don't know which one to buy. Basically, they all do the same. They sell these at Tractor Supply. A lot of people will buy the wrong one. Don't buy the one for the RZR, because they are smaller than these. This is made for Jeeps and trucks. It's rated. Make sure, like I said, with everything we're doing here, make sure everything is rated for what you're going to be doing, which this rope is. There's a thing that comes with this rope. It tells you how many pulls you get out of it, how much you use it. I'll leave all the information on all this stuff will be in the description below. But this rope is actually pretty cool. It stores up energy, and it helps pull out the vehicle. So you're not really straining it. It just stores up energy. It's almost like a slingshot, and it helps you pull off that person. But a 30 footer is what I like to use. And honestly, this is a pretty cool rope, and they're pretty nice. I keep my winch controller in the bag also. So when you got to recover yourself or recover somebody, if you need your winch, it's in the bag, and you're not digging around your console or your glove box looking for this thing. I like to have a basic pair of gloves in there. These are impact gloves, but just something to protect your hands from the winch line and stuff like that. So I like to keep this in the bag also. Now, these are bow shackles. A lot of people call them D-rings. I know them by bow shackles. I call them both. It doesn't matter. Just pinch them around and what they know them by. Make sure you get ones that are rated for what you're doing. These are pretty high rated, so I try not to use these too much. I only use them when I have to. A lot of people say go to the soft shackle, but the problem is with the soft shackle, from what we run off-road bumpers and stuff, and the soft shackle will actually fray and break. So sometimes we have to use these, and this is mostly what we use. But there's videos online where the winch cable will actually snap before. I've seen one of these snap before. But just use your brain. Like I showed you on the tree saver, you don't need to use a bow shackle. You can hook your winch hook right to it. So I like to keep one or two of these in the bag, and I also have some of these on my bumper. just in case you got to use one. I like to keep a pair of pliers for the bow shackle, because sometimes on your bumper they tighten up or they're just tight. Even when you put them on a line and you tighten it and go back a little bit, sometimes they still tighten up. So I like to have a pair of pliers just in case I can't get it loose. And I like to keep a snatch block in the bag also. That way, if you need to double your pull or pull from a different angle, you can do that right here. That is basic recovery gear that you need to keep in your Jeep, your truck, or whatever you're doing. This stuff will help you on road and off road. You can help people pull them out of the ditch or whatever. If you got to use your winch off road to winch yourself out, you can do that. You have the equipment to do that. Or if you need to pull somebody with the rope, if you can't back up and use the winch to pull them out, if they don't have a winch, you can use the rope to pull them out. So many different options here of what you can do. And this is what I recommend before you even go off-road, because you're going to need this one day. Even though you might not think you will eventually need this. I just keep it in a little bag, and it all fits in there nice and neat. It's not all scattered all over the place. You can find these at Harbor Freight, or just get an old tool bag, but it all works out well. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it helped you out. I know a lot of people don't do a lot of videos like this on YouTube to help people out. They just kind of go through stuff and that's it. But this is what you really need just starting out. And you don't need like a whole back cargo area of recovery stuff. Sometimes people go to the extreme with it, but this will get you started and this will help out a lot. So I'm Cherokee Ronnie. Stay dirty, my friends.